Hey everyone, let's just get right into it. Today, we're diving into a skill that is honestly so empowering, incredibly practical, but kind of widely misunderstood. We are talking about navigating local court records for completely free. So let's jump right into this explainer and learn how to bypass those annoying paywalls once and for all. You know that feeling when you're just trying to look up a local case in Stark County and boom, you hit a massive paywall? You do a quick web search, right? And suddenly you're literally bombarded by these predatory third-party sites. They're demanding your credit card information just to show you a basic public record. It's super frustrating, especially when you realize this information actually belongs to us, the public. Listen, you absolutely do not need to pay those ridiculous fees. We're going to show you how to save time, money, and just a whole lot of hassle by going straight to the source, using official county portals. Because whether you're a genealogist trying to piece together family history, maybe you're keeping tabs on a civil dispute, or just checking on your own personal legal stuff, knowing how to do this gives you direct, completely unfiltered access to the truth. Okay, so here's our quick roadmap for today. Number 1, the right state. Number 2, available records. Number 3, our step-by-step search. 4, decoding results. 5, troubleshooting and limitations. And finally, number 6, a quick legal disclaimer. All right, let's kick things off with section 1, the wrong state pitfall. So this is actually a huge beginner mistake that trips people up right out of the gate. When you search for Stark County court records, you kind of have to remember that there is more than one Stark County. If you conflate Stark County, Ohio with, say, Stark County, Illinois, or North Dakota, it's going to derail your search instantly. If you want Ohio, you absolutely have to use the CJIS portal. That stands for the Criminal Justice Information System. Meanwhile, Illinois uses the Judicial Portal, and North Dakota uses one called NDCRI. So always confirm your geography first. Moving right along to Section 2, Available Records. The Clerk of Courts maintains what is essentially a massive archive. You can pull up criminal records, civil disputes, and family cases. But, and here's the major catch you need to remember, while that main CJIS portal handles the common pleas and municipal courts, it doesn't hold the whole shebang. If you're looking for wills, estates, guardianships, or marriage records, you actually have to go to a totally separate portal that's specific to the probate court. So knowing exactly which court handles your specific issue, that's really half the battle right there. All right, Section 3, step-by-step search. Let's get our hands dirty. Okay, so you land on the starkjus's.org homepage, and the first thing you see is this intimidating login screen demanding two-factor authentication. Seriously, don't panic. That login is just for registered legal professionals. All you gotta do is click the little button that says Continue as Guest. Bam! You just bypassed it and got free public access. From there, it's super straightforward. You can search by a person's name, a case number, or even a ticket number. And you can apply administrative filters to narrow things down by date or focus on specific municipal courts like Canton or Massillon. Now, I absolutely love this insider trick. If you're searching for a super common name, just throw quotation marks around it. Like literally type, quote, John Doe, unquote. This forces the system to look for that exact match only, which saves you from mindlessly scrolling through hundreds of totally unrelated names. And a quick side note, syntax actually matters across different states too. Like that Illinois judiciary system we mentioned earlier, it requires a really strict last name, comma, first name format. Just keeping these little syntax tricks in your back pocket will save you a massive amount of time. Which brings us to Section 4, decoding results. So you hit search and you click on a case. Now you aren't immediately going to be reading, hundreds of pages of full legal transcripts. What you're actually looking at is called the court docket. Think of a docket as basically an official chronological log. It's going to show you the parties involved, the specific charges, who the assigned judge is, and a full timeline of all the hearings and judgments. It's basically your high-level bird's-eye summary of the entire case history. Let's pivot slightly to Section 5, troubleshooting and limitations. What happens if you follow all the steps perfectly, but the record you want is just missing? Well, there are a few systemic gotchas to be aware of. First up, federal matters. If it's a major civil rights lawsuit or a bankruptcy, it is not going to be in this county portal. For Stark County, federal stuff goes up to Cleveland at the U.S. courthouse, and you'd use the federal PACER system to find it. Second, and this is a big one, sealed cases and juvenile records are heavily legally protected. They are totally hidden from public searches to protect privacy. So if a case falls into one of those buckets, the system will just make it look like it simply doesn't exist. Also, sometimes you'll find the docket online, but you physically can't click to open the actual PDF documents. If you really need those unabridged filings and the exhibits, Here is your ultimate backup plan. Just go visit the physical courthouse. They have these public terminal kiosks set up, and thanks to local open records rules, viewing the full documents on those specific kiosks is totally unrestricted and, best of all, 100% free of charge. Literally, the only time you ever pay is if you ask them to print out physical paper copies for you.
Okay, before we wrap up, Section 6, Legal Disclaimer.
Look, the systems we've walked through today are undeniably fantastic tools. They're great for personal reference, doing genealogical research, or just keeping up with your community. However, these online databases are very explicitly marked for informational purposes only. You cannot legally use these free online searches to conduct official employment screenings, or run background checks on a tenant, or make commercial credit decisions. There are strictly regulated channels you have to use for that stuff. And, of course, nothing we've gone over in this explainer today constitutes official legal advice, for sure. Always consult a qualified legal professional if you have specific legal concerns or you really need to verify the official status of any record. But honestly, just by knowing how to pick the right portal, how to bypass those tricky login screens, using exact search syntax, and knowing when to use a courthouse kiosk versus an online docket, you are fully equipped. You really don't need to rely on those expensive third-party websites ever again. So I highly recommend bookmarking the official Stark County Clerk of Courts pages. Check back now and then for updates and, explore this system responsibly. Now that you've got the keys to unlock all of this, what vital history will you uncover in the public record today? Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this explainer, and happy searching.